Welcome to ESOL Teachers Professional Growth, based on the Massachusetts Professional Standards for Teachers of Adult ESOL, Standard 7. It is our intention that by watching this video, you will be able to take steps in your professional growth through reflection, goal setting, professional development, planning and participation, and the application of learning into your ESOL teaching practice. That is, you will take steps toward meeting the Mass ESOL Professional Standard 7 on professional growth. Professional Standard 7 states that the ESOL teacher engages in a continuous improvement process that includes ongoing reflection, self-assessment, goal setting, and high-quality professional development in order to gain greater teaching expertise, refine instructional practices, increase learner engagement, and improve student outcomes. It is this final section, increasing learner engagement and improving student outcomes, that is the ultimate goal of professional growth. Better teaching leads to better learning, and better learning leads to better learner outcomes. This continuous improvement process has 5 steps, beginning with reflecting on your teaching practice and assessing your strengths and areas that may need to be strengthened. Looking closely at student data, using the information you get from student data and your reflections to set professional development goals and develop a professional development plan. Then actively pursuing high-quality professional development opportunities, and finally integrating new learning into your teaching practice. The cycle begins again with assessing the impact of your professional development efforts on your instruction and on your students, and reflecting on your next steps of professional growth. Let's take a look at each of these steps individually. Let's start with reflection. Teachers who are reflective have a growth mindset and welcome opportunities to learn and to integrate new knowledge and information into their practice. They take time to think about their reflections during and after lessons and review their notes periodically, looking for patterns for what's working and what's not working in their classes. They critically assess their own professional strengths and areas for improvement by observing student engagement and progress, reviewing student work, and asking for student feedback. They collaborate with colleagues, observing each other's classes and giving each other feedback, sharing resources and insights, and working together to contribute to their program's overall performance and improvement. They may also use resources such as the Mass ESOL Professional Standards to identify which standards they are meeting and which ones they may want to work on. For example, do they need to deepen their understanding of second language acquisition principles or align their instruction more with the Mass ELPS? A reflective practice also includes analysis of student data. For example, data on learning gains. Are your learners progressing? Are all of your students progressing? Are they progressing in all language skill areas, reading, writing, speaking, and listening? Why or why not? Do you have access to your students' Best Plus or TABE Class E assessment scores? Also, data on attendance. Well, there are many possible explanations for poor attendance that may be outside the teacher's control. For example, the class schedule or childcare and transportation issues, or perhaps the curriculum. There are some explanations that a teacher can do something about. Is the classroom environment inclusive and culturally relevant? Is the class content helping students reach their goals? Are the class activities engaging? And persistence. Are your students coming to class regularly, and do they come to class for the duration of the learning cycle? Why or why not? Teachers with a growth mindset consider whether issues that surface through an analysis of student data can be addressed through changes in their own instructional planning and delivery, and they seek professional development as needed. Through some reflection and a look at student program data, teachers can usually identify what they need to work on in their professional development. Then they set PD goals and design a PD plan, sometimes with the help of a coach, supervisor, program director, or colleague. PD goals should be SMARTY, that is, they should be specific, strategic, and student-centered, designed to improve both instructional practice and learner outcomes. Teachers' PD goals should be aligned to the program's goals. For example, if the program wants to better serve a recent influx of refugees who have little to no formal schooling, a teacher will factor that into his or her PD goal setting. Goals should be measurable. How will you and others know whether you've met your goals? What will that look like? Do you have a plan for how you will measure success? Are they action-oriented? What will you do differently as a result of meeting these goals? Does your PD plan include concrete steps that you will take? And are your PD goals rigorous, realistic, and results-focused? Will meeting these goals make a difference in your practice and in learners' progress? What are the realistic goals in terms of their scope and achievability? Can you meet these goals in a reasonable amount of time? Does your plan include a due date, a check-in, or progress reports? And your goals should also be inclusive and equitable. That is, when setting PD goals, teachers should be intentional about including those learners who have historically been marginalized. For example, students with learning disabilities, low literacy skills, or interrupted formal educations, the very young or the very old. It's also useful to seek out diverse perspectives when setting PD goals and make a PD plan to ensure that you're not inadvertently excluding anyone. Once you've set your professional development goals and designed a PD plan, it's time to follow through by participating in high-quality professional development, sometimes referred to as HQPD. You have many options. You can see what organizations like Sabes or Links are offering that align with your PD goals. These and other PD organizations have workshops and courses online, blended, and in person on a vast array of ESOL topics. Sabes also offers coaching, facilitates study circles, and professional learning communities, and will bring PD to your program and tailor it to your program's specific needs. Explore the Sabes website, conduct a search for the topic you are interested in, register, and attend. Talk about your PD goals with colleagues, your director, and/or the PD coordinator in your program, and see if there are shared interests in some in-house PD or collaborative work. Your director can ask Sabes to bring a specific workshop to your program and provide coaching afterward, or you and colleagues may choose to work together, participating in PD as a team. For example, revising lesson plans to align more with the Mass ALPS, or to make them more culturally responsive, or to include more digital literacy depending on your shared PD goals. You may all choose to read a professional ESOL journal article and address your PD goals and form a study circle to discuss it and request a facilitator from Sabes. Whatever form the PD takes, it should be high quality. This means that among other elements, it is facilitated by a professional with expertise in the subject and in professional development. It is aligned to the goals and priorities of the program and state. It is grounded in research, and it includes application of learning in the teaching context in order to have a positive impact on learners and learner outcomes. The application of learning into one's teaching practice is a key element of high-quality professional development. While participating in PD activities, identify the new instructional strategies that you want to try out, and then try them out. Don't do everything. It's important to limit and focus which strategies you want to implement. Write down the specific strategy you want to try, why you want to try it, what are you hoping to accomplish, what will it look like, what will the students be doing, as well as what will you be doing. Then track and document changes in your practice and student engagement and progress. And what will success look like? As you track and document changes in your practice, critically observe and assess the impact on student work, engagement, and progress. You can also explicitly ask students for feedback through questionnaires, evaluations, oral Q&As, or informal meetings. And ask a colleague to observe your class and give you feedback. You may also want to meet with a PD coach or supervisor to help you debrief about your PD activities, assess attainment of PD goals, review student data, and identify next steps. As you see, we have circled back to where we started with reflection and critical assessment. Professional growth is, indeed, a continuous improvement process. We'd like to close with a word about why we engage in this process of continuous professional growth. In education, research has shown that teaching quality and school leadership are the most important factors in raising student achievement. And again, from Leaning Forward, Why Professional Development Matters, for teachers and school and district leaders to be as effective as possible, they continually expand their knowledge and skills to implement the best educational practices. That is why your professional growth is so important to your learners. We wish you well on your professional growth journey and are here to support you every step of the way. Please feel free to contact the Sabes Professional Development Center with any questions or requests. Thank you.